Man, am I happy I made yesterday's video. I was a little hesitant and I wasn't thinking about putting it up just for a couple different reasons. If you're unfamiliar, I'm talking about Leonhart's Pokemon Go box opening. If you haven't seen that, I'll sum it up real quick. Yesterday, I made a video critiquing some of the stuff about Leonhart's Pokemon Go box opening. He got an Arceus V box that had an error card in it. It was a Candela promo from the actual upcoming set Pokemon Go. He bought it from a sub. I critiqued it. I highly recommend you go check it out. The thumbnail looks like this. Go check it out on my page. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit lost. But I was considering not putting it up because in that video, I was a little bit spitballing. I was kind of doing some Alex Jones shit, and honestly, it's just a big old Goosebumps mystery. I wasn't really too sure about a couple things, but I knew the whole thing was weird, and it was framed really weird, and some of the shit that Leonhart was saying versus the actual motivations of the seller, it just wasn't quite adding up. I didn't really know. Thankfully, some people actually got with me and pointed me in the right direction. I'll actually shout them out a little bit later, but they pointed me in the right direction to actually fill out some information. And let me tell you, this information right here actually makes a whole lot of sense for what happened, and honestly, it kind of changed the whole game, that stuff. So without further ado, I'm just going to kind of get into this stuff, and this is some fucking tea, I'll tell you this right now. Alright, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Leon opened up a Pokemon Go Tcg Error Box on his page, right? Now, this Pokemon Go Error Box is nothing more than an Arceus V box that instead of having the Arceus V promo in it, it actually has a Candela promo in it instead. Candela is the team lead of Team Valor, and her and all the other Pokemon team leads and a bunch of Pokemon Go products are going to be releasing July 1st. He put out this video May 20th or 21st, something like that. How did he get this product that early? Well, he got reached out to by a subscriber of his that actually got an error box from Pokemon Center themselves. He said he got ordered 2 Arceus V boxes. One of them was normal. One of them had this promo. Leonhart paid for it and actually paid an exorbitant amount of money for it. Got it shipped to him. Opened it up. Did the video. Well, bam. There was just some things about this video that didn't really quite stick well with me, like when I was watching it. The clickbait was one thing, but some of the motivations, the way that the whole video is being framed. I mean, he's basically saying new Pokemon Go cards opening, but then like some of the clickbait for that shit's wrong. And then just a few other things weren't clicking, but now with this new information, I can actually answer some questions. I'm just going to start going into it real quick, and hopefully it makes a little bit more sense. Alright, so who was this mystery seller? Thank you to Chimpokomon. I actually know who this is. Thanks for pointing me in the right direction. Cool guy. Go give them a follow or whatnot. I've got to buy it. And this is Breadman707. This is the actual person. They posted this on a Discord, right? And they're saying right here, so I ordered 2 Pokemon Arceus V boxes, and one of them showed up with a Candela promo instead of the Arceus. And he just goes on this long thread basically asking about this stuff right now. The way they're talking, once again, we don't really know too much about this person or their motivations. They could be saying whatever. But if you're looking at the actual Discord messages themselves, they don't really seem to be very familiar with like the marketing of how this stuff goes. They are familiar with Pokemon cards, but like getting error product, the way the actual market's working nowadays, fuck man, who knows what you have. If it's like an error card, it could be worth $1 million, could be worth absolutely nothing, right? Just depends on what people want to sell. So they're asking questions about it, what they should do with it. The person is hell-bent on kind of selling that product, right? Eventually, after talking for a while, it ends up being discussed with Leonhart. Leonhart actually has a message of them talking to them right here, actually responding back saying they would love to open this product. Now, Leonhart bought this for $650, as well as a mystery vintage pack, mystery thing from Leonhart. He does a lot of products. I'm not really super familiar with some of the stuff that he does, but I'm imagining this is pretty good. They accept. He ships the box. It gets to Leonhart, and he says that he accepts $650, the vintage mystery pack, and a shout-out. Now, this is kind of important because I'm going to start getting into what's kind of messed up about some of this stuff. So one of my main critiques on my last video and why I suspected foul play could have been on the table was the lack of the seller being attached to this at all. So Leonhart has definitely done things with other content creators before, other people. He has shouted out people before whenever they have sent him stuff. That is not something that is new for Leonhart.
As you know, I love showcasing the talents of various Heart Squad members. There is one. His name is Andrew. He sent us a massive box. Today, for what's in the box, this one was sent to me from a fan, Brian K.
And it was just extremely weird that that was not something that was done here. The way it was framed, he bought it from a subscriber, all this random stuff, and it was just framed with this Goosebumps mystery aesthetic around it, right? It was just really fucking weird to listen to. Well, right here, the actual seller says they, sold it for $650, the mystery box, and just a shout out on the page, right? Now, Leonhart, in this actual video right here, he goes through it. He never says the actual seller's name or anything like that, or gives them the shout out. And when he actually opens up the box, he's like, oh, well, there's no note in here and all that stuff.
But here we go. I don't see a note or anything, but I do see right here, this is the Arceus box.
Basically implying that the person, didn't really want to send anything to Leonhart in that fashion or anything like that, when they had a very nice discussion Maybe the dude just didn't think about putting a note in there. Maybe it's his first time sending something or anything like that. Leonhart has the dude's contact information. They were very clearly talking right here. He could have just very easily said, hey, shout out to this guy. Shout out to this fool right here who actually sent this stuff to me. Like, very clearly, they could have just said something. I believe this is on Instagram messages. Been like, hey, username right here. Check out this fool. But he didn't do that. And I'm trying to wonder why he didn't do that at all. And this kind of, it opens more questions and more things I don't really understand, because, like, maybe Leonhart thought this box was foul play as well, but that doesn't really make any sense because Leonhart only bought the box himself. He didn't steal it from Pokemon or anything like that. He had no way of knowing if anything was wrong. And he purchased the box, right? So, I mean, he's the fucking lawyer here. Maybe he knows something that I don't. Maybe he wanted to frame it this way for actual views or something like that. I'm not really sure. You know, the whole mystery seller, if he just shouts out who the hell it was, I mean, maybe he's worried about people going that way. You know, the whole hate video thing, because I get that a lot whenever I do some kind of criticisms, is I create hate videos. And maybe he's like, oh, I didn't want anyone to go bother this guy or send hate to this guy for it possibly being fake. And it's like, well, A, that's not fucking true, because Leonhart had no problem opening up on his page, getting a crazy amount of views, basically double what he normally gets. And then B, I mean, like, how would he have known, like, anything was going to come from this? I made my first video 7 days after the other video, and it wasn't even really a hate video. It was just speculation based on the weird framing that Leonhart did this stuff. Basically shot this shit like a Hitchcock film, shot this shit like Psycho. There were so many mysteries in here and twists. I was watching M. Night Shyamalan movie or something, dude. I didn't know what was going on. This whole video felt weird, and that's why, is because he didn't do anything with the seller. The seller, at least at this point, very clearly wanted to be involved, but for some reason Leonhart was like, nah, not gonna do that. I have his name and I have his information right here, just nah. The fact that I gave him money and all that stuff, that'll be fine, right? He got a mystery pack and he got some money, but wait, there's more. All right, just to recap, the agreed transaction for the box was $650, a mystery vintage pack from Leonhart, and then a shout out on the page. Now, definitely the shout out didn't happen. I mean, community member Leonhart could have definitely done that for the community. Definitely could have helped out homie, but whatever. The other two things happened, right? The $650 happened as far as I know. What about that vintage mystery pack? So as of the 27th of May, this guy puts up a message saying he has still not received the mystery vintage pack, and it does not look like there's any tracking or movement. Now, look, before anybody fucking jumps on me and tries to cancel this fucking page, I'm not saying he didn't send it. I'm not saying his team didn't send it. I'm not saying that his team has no intention of sending that. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm kind of going to get at here, and what I will poke at and actually criticize, is the fact that I kind of find this a little bit unprofessional. So, Breadman says that he received that package 10 days ago, about the 17th, right-ish. Now, we can prove that because that actual video, Leonhart opened up the box on his page right there. See, with this video existing, we can actually prove some things. Hell, even Leonhart himself said he paid an exorbitant amount of money for that stuff.
Months before the official release, so they contacted me and I'm like, yeah, I want to showcase and open this box for y'all. So that is what I did. I paid them for the box well more than what the box is worth.
So that $650 is checking out. The guy in the Discord message, he could be saying some stuff. He could be telling a little bit of fibs here and there. But some of the stuff that he's saying, a good bit of it actually, we can actually prove based on Leonhart's video. Another thing that we can actually prove is, you know, when he got the actual box himself, he was like, and he saw the video went up, he's like, oh crap, no shout out or anything like that. That's kind of weak. And then I kind of do think that it's weird that Leonhart acted like disappointed that there wasn't other Pokemon Go cards in there when we very clearly talked about what was actually in the box. And I remember seeing that in that video very directly, kind of whenever he gets to the end of it, he's like, looks like there's no other Pokemon Go cards in here. When he's like in the very middle of the video, he describes what the box is. I'll just play it right here.
What actually happened was a subscriber of mine contacted me out of the blue the other day saying that they had ordered 2 Arceus figure collection boxes from PokemonCenter.com. Now, of course, I opened up one of those several weeks ago on the channel. It's an amazing box. It comes with Cosmic Eclipse packs. But what it also is supposed to come with is a beautiful Black Star promo Arceus card. Well, one of their boxes did. The other box, it has a Pokemon Go card on the inside. So without further ado, this is from the actual sender. I have not opened the box other than the top, so I'm eager to see if this is real, then this video can continue. Because I am right now to reveal this Pokemon Go. And there it is, it's a Candela card. So I clearly saw pictures, but I frankly didn't really believe it. Let's see this Pokemon Go card. Maybe there's more, so there's nothing else in this box. But what it also is supposed to come with is a beautiful Black Star promo Arceus card. Well, one of their boxes did. The other box, it has a Pokemon Go card on the inside. Let's see this Pokemon Go card. Maybe there's more, so there's nothing else in this box. So I clearly saw pictures, but I frankly didn't really believe it. Let's see this Pokemon Go card. Maybe there's more, so there's nothing else in this box. So I clearly saw pictures, but I frankly didn't really believe it. Let's see this Pokemon Go card. Maybe there's more, so there's nothing else in this box. So I clearly saw pictures, but I frankly didn't really believe it.
So it's weird. His intro is very well articulated. He knows what the box is. There's a Candela promo in it, but he gets all fucking super surprised that there's no other cards in it. When he had a discussion with the guy, he apparently saw pictures. Right, Leonhart? You saw pictures.
So I clearly saw pictures, but I frankly didn't really believe it.
And it's just like, I'm not saying you're doing anything like foul or anything like that, just the amount of clickbait and things like that. And like basically like, I think he thought this product was going to be kind of a bigger deal than it actually was, or maybe, I'm not sure. That's what like I'm kind of getting weirded out by, is this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, send the dude his package. The second you got that box, the second you made that video, dog, should have literally dropped that shit and went out. It is now the 29th. And there is no updates on that Discord about anything being done. There is nothing. Absolutely jack shit. And honestly, this guy's been updating and keeping tabs on it like daily on that Discord. So I would dare say if he got it, he'd probably be posting about it and saying like, oh, here's what I got from Leonhart. So I'm not saying he didn't send it. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just kind of find that kind of unprofessional that he's been sitting on it for a little bit, or just something weird is happening. And the 27th is right before Memorial Day, so I understand, you know, the 28th, the 29th, and all that stuff, the 30th. I understand that. The 31st, you should be able to get it if it's actually coming through. We'll see if that happens, but the fact that it took that long in the first place is kind of bullshit to me. I particularly find it kind of bullshit because of the amount of views this video got. Like, this is a very successful video for Leonhart. He typically gets 100 to 150,000, somewhere in that realm of, you know, viewership, and this video definitely smashed that, so I definitely think he could have hooked the homie up a little bit. And look, I just kind of want this out there because I don't want there to be a power dynamic of Leonhart versus this small nobody in the event of something happening. Say this actual mystery package doesn't go out, which once again, I'm not saying this at that point. I just don't want this to pop up later on further down the line and nobody have said anything and then something bigger happen, because we have seen instances of this kind of stuff happening before. I'm sure it's on its way. I'm sure there's something happening. I just do still think it's unprofessional as fuck that it's taken this long. And then with all this being said, just this makes the clickbait for the video so much worse. Like, he had all these conversations, he knew what the actual product was, and yet he still frames the videos around that stuff. I kind of do actually think he saw the product beforehand and actually looked at it in the box. I can't really prove that, but just the way it's being framed and the whole thing, he saw the guy send pictures, obviously from the Discord. They talked about it very clearly. The guys right here is like, he should know what's in it. I only told him there's a Candela promo in there and that's it. And I'm just very confused on this disconnect, and it's just, it makes the whole thing weirder when you see the actual seller right here who genuinely wanted to be attached to this box and be like, oh yeah, just give me a shout out, Leonhart. I want to help your page. I want to do this. Yes, he got some money off the top of it too, but I mean, it's a fucking error box in 2022. What are you going to do about that stuff? It's just, it's weird. It's a weird scenario, and I kind of want to just put it out there because it makes some elements of the video make more sense, and then it just makes other things not make sense absolutely at all, especially with the context right here. I guess we'll see how this plays out. We'll see what else is being said about this actual, you know, scenario itself. That's all I got. Just wanted to put this stuff out there and show that this is not just some, like, random seller or somebody trying to duck out of this stuff. Anything could have happened. Foul play on the box, I suppose, in theory, could still exist. But from the way it's playing out now, it just kind of looks like, you know, Pokemon Center just messed up a box. This guy got lucky with it, helped Leonhart out with it, and just here's the messages right here to prove it. That's all I got. Let me know how you feel about it. Just kind of makes this whole thing make a little bit more sense. As usual, don't be fucking going after nobody or anything like that. That wasn't the point of this. This is just to make sure a power struggle doesn't happen later, and nobody said anything about it. That's all I got. See you later, virgins.